All right, all of my undergrounders, let's go. First and foremost, let me apologize for yesterday, even though my charger to my laptop that I stream from just died. It's gone, it's fried. Nothing I could have did about that, but I'm sorry I didn't foresee that and have a secondary backup charger. Either way, all jokes aside, welcome back into the show. Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. It's Saturday. Man, I was really actually quite bummed about Friday night stream because I had a lot of cool stuff I wanted to go over. There was cool stuff that Melissa put in. Maybe we'll get to some of that tonight. I don't doubt that we will, but it gets late quick on a Saturday. So throw a 111 in the chat if you got a little bit of time tonight, or if it's like at midnight, I'm going to have to go to bed. I got to work tomorrow, even though it's Sunday. You let me know where you're at. We're a small, tight-knit group here. Crypto family, if you will. Chris Goss in the house says 333. Strega Hart, he says 777. Strega Hart, I appreciate all your support here lately. It means the world to me. And don't forget, Strega Hart, you won the $5 giveaway in crypto the other day. I'd be glad to give it to you. Just let me know how I can do that. You can shoot me a message in Discord. If that's like a problem or hard to do, you can message me somewhere else. We'll figure it out. I'm here for you. We're going to make sure you get that. I don't know where you live, but who knows? Maybe $5 US could be worth something to you. Some people really are from all over the world. We have Melissa using her membership. With the membership, I think every month you get it's like a super chat that you don't pay for. It says best research stream around, hands down. I really appreciate you saying that. I feel like this channel is a little bit of an undiscovered gem amongst a lot of people who aren't digging, right now. A lot of people are not digging for crypto research and things like that. A lot of people are very hard on the market. It is what it is, but we're just going to keep trucking along. I do it because I love it, and I do it because I love all of my crypto family. Strega Heart says 000. All right, he's hitting me with the codes. I think I'm supposed to know what all these codes mean. And of course, shout out to anybody else who is here. Drop a like, drop a comment, let me know that you're here. And of course, welcome back to the Daily Crypto IQ live stream, where we go deeper into topics that actually raise your crypto IQ. See, this week we've been doing a little mini series called Crypto's Next Utility Wave. Last week we did about crypto's invisible upgrade, or in the background silent upgrade, if you will. And I think that this complements it really well. There's been obstacles. Every day is obstacles, guys. It wouldn't be life if we didn't have it. From being sick, I would stream if I was sick. I wouldn't care because you guys can't catch it from me through the webcam. But when I lose my voice, and I literally don't have a voice, only so much I can do. And if I come on here for 2 hours and try to talk with no voice, it's only going to get worse. So my point here is not pity me. I don't need none of that. My point here is that there is always obstacles. There is always hard things in life, right? And we just got to get through them. We got to Jim Rohn our way through it. Remember, if you don't like something, get up and move, because you are not a tree. It's one of the fortunate things about being a human being. Wednesday of this week, we talked about stablecoins as a money layer. And Thursday, we talked about tokenization of traditional assets moving on chain, RWAs, if you will. Friday, I was really looking forward to talking to you about the invisible ownership of gaming and stuff. The gaming topics, they get a little repetitive, but remember, somebody is going to nail these things. And if you know a lot about it, you might just be positioned to do something with that knowledge. Tonight, of course, we close the week. Saturdays is the wrap up of the weekly series here with AI agents. I think you're going to enjoy this one, and I think you'll see how this ties in with everything else. What do we got going on in the chat? Melissa says it's the truth. Hey, I'm over the moon that you feel that way. I love what I do, and I'm glad people enjoy the stream. All codes lead to BTC. Hey, Strega Heart, I knew there was a reason why I liked you. This may be one of the biggest intersections between crypto and the future of the internet, and that's agentic networks, AI agents, X402 protocol. If you were watching The Lifer, I kind of brought it up over there, so I want to make sure he's aware of those things. I try to be somewhat influential in deep diving and stuff, even on that channel, because AI agents are moving from tools that answer questions to software that can actually take action. And that's kind of the big difference. Like ChatGPT, for a good example, when it first came out, it just answered questions. For the most part, it was like its main use case. It was Google on steroids, I like to say. And now we're going into more of like a Claude bot, Claude AI agent, agentic networks, whether that's with blockchain or without blockchain, that can actually take actions, trading bots, all that kind of stuff. Even Coinbase is implementing this stuff directly into their app and stuff. Like, this stuff is coming. If you're here and you're learning about this stuff now, I can't help but say you are so far ahead of most people. And once software starts acting, the question becomes, how does it play, right? A lot of people are very scared of agentic networks. How is access paid? How does it stay within a budget? How does it prove permissions or who it is or identify itself? How is somebody held responsible, if you will, for something that an AI bot does? Does it act on its own behalf, or is it prompted and you're responsible for it? That's a big question. How does it settle value, right? That is why tonight's topic is AI agents need crypto rails, right? Actually, I believe the transparent kind of nature of blockchain is good for AI agents, because we just let it run on private things. It could do whatever and nobody really knows what the heck is going on or what it did. Now, we are looking at the 4 hour, right? And let me kind of explain what's going on here. This slanted double bottom, or W, if you will, and we got the measured move right here for that. It did the thing, right? It ran up and did the thing. It would have been a beautiful move if you believed in it. And then I kind of drew this bearish continuation pattern. I don't know if I really love it, but here it is. And more than anything, this pattern's really made up of trend lines. So you have this kind of bottom-ish trend line here. You could probably make it a little more perfect, but you'll see you broke out, completed the W on the 4 hours. It's a 4 hour time frame for BTC, and then you just immediately started crashing down. Maybe you call it a falling wedge, whatever. To me, and this is not a technical analysis show, but to me this kind of looks like it is pumped up and it's bearishly retesting this trend line, right? So, in my opinion, not really out of the woods yet, and this whole thing is a bearish continuation pattern in the first place, right? Look at this monstrous measured move down to like 41,000, which is what a lot of people were calling for. Most of the time, when people think they're very sure of where the bottom of the market's going to be, it's going to go down here and stuff, it doesn't do it. When we went to 15,000 last cycle as a bottom, everybody was talking about 10, maybe 12, if not $8,000, and everybody was so sure if it went under 10,000 they were going to buy it. Those people never bought any of the crypto at those prices. They might have bought at 30 when they realized it was definitely not going to 8, but think about what a big difference that is. So anyways, it could just be bearishly retesting this trend line, as that is a normal thing to happen. Now you have the 200-day moving average very much being pulled down. Usually once the especially a big time frame like this, the 21-200, highly important in my opinion. That's my lifer vision tingle in there. When that 200 comes down and price action finds itself and they meet, that's usually where you have the decision moment, where it's whether going to do what it's supposed to do or it's going to defy all the odds. You're going to get some kind of move generally, and of course when your moving averages start getting really tight. So keep that in mind. I just love to start with some BTC chart. We got Lab, whoops, somehow got pulled separate here. We've been looking at Lab for a while. Lab did have a nice pump here. Let's pull it on like the 4 hour here. I think it might make more sense. You had this nice pump recently. Oh, I wanted the 4 hour, not 6 hour. And then it kind of gave it back. And we're still chilling around 13. I remember we were down at like $8 here real recently. What else do we want to talk about? Just check on Mega ETH real quick. Mega ETH still kind of folding. I didn't get a chance to buy it, this double bottom, and this thing had a beautiful run up here. Matter of fact, I'd like to see how much of a percentage this was for Mega. Mega's not one that I'm like, this is amazing technology or whatever, and everybody should buy it because it's going to do well. I don't really make calls. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I am saying is just highly, highly, highly undervalued. And so there's a chance that it'd get a big move, and it did. Right there was a 70% move. I mean, even 70% on spot is not bad, right? If you bought down here at some of these lows, you're doing pretty well. But even right now, I think is pretty low. Let's see, Caspa was a lot of talk for a while. It had a little bit of a pump here. I don't know why people were getting excited. It was trending on Twitter and stuff like that, and it's not really a whole lot to report there. If there's a coin you'd like me to talk about or just look at with my lifer vision, go ahead and let me know. really, this is a research crypto show, so if you really want me to look at a coin, you can always say like TA or research. I think you'd rather have my research, to be honest with you. So the quote of the day is, automation without control is just risk moving really fast, right? And this is the entire issue with AI agents and payments, right? And a lot of things that people have speculated about Claudebot and stuff, because Claudebot seems to kind of take the training wheels and the perimeters and things off. People like it because it's highly useful, and you know, the bot will go do things for you. But other people that I've watched online, because I like to educate myself about these things, right? I'm always learning, as I hope that all of you guys have an interest of doing, is that, you know, if you're running Claudebot in some kind of thing on your computer and it decides, you know, your family photos are not really helping the cause, it could just delete them. So having these rails and these guardrails and stuff is what kind of limits your ability to do things with AI as a normal retail consumer, but also sometimes kind of protects you, right? And you may not know this. This is the you may not know this section of the night, but AI agent payments are no longer just a theory. Talk about X402 protocol and things like that. Amazon Web Services recently introduced Amazon Bedrock Agent Core Payments. So they're getting in the game here. Built with Coinbase and Stripe. So developers can build agents that transact using identity, the gateway, observability, payment infrastructure. AWS says the system includes Coinbase's X402 Bazaar MCP servers, so agents can discover and pay for paid endpoints when relevant in their tasks. These are micropayments. X402 protocol is an HTTP protocol, you know, that thing that comes at the beginning before www. whatever. They pretty much, you don't even see it in your bar anymore. But it is, I think, came out in 1993. It's old tech, but it's really good for micropayments, and it's already used, it's already a staple of the internet, and they're integrating this into agentic networks and AI. Coinbase really, with the X402 protocol narrative and things, really taking it and putting it in their app. Don't sleep on that X402 protocol, right? Coinbase says X402 protocol and the wallet infrastructure are integrated into agent core payments to help agents discover services, make micro payments, use USDC settlements, and operate with budget controls, compliance controls, and transaction visibility. This is exactly what agentic networks need. And also remember, micro payments are a much bigger issue than you probably think or know about. And this matters because the internet was mostly built around humans clicking buttons, creating accounts, entering cards, approving transactions manually, not AI agents doing, you know, the natural thing of filling all of that stuff in. If agents are going to operate at software speed, they need payment systems that work closer to software speed and not human speed. See, it worked for humans because we're slow. It's not going to work for AI agents, and they want to pay for exactly what they're paying for. Now, imagine, oh, look at that. Melissa's throwing me a super chat. God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate that more than you'd ever know. I'd love to hit our super chat goals. There's a lot that I put into the stream, not to mention just showing up for hours, 6 days a week. I mean, think about it. 2 hours, 6 days a week, 12 hours of live streaming, not to mention any of the setup or research or education or anything that goes along with having something of value to give you guys. So if you value that, I'm not going to beg, but just know the best way to tell me, hey, I value what you're doing, send a super chat in. You could do one for $2. Not going to take a lot from you. Anyways, it really does help me keep grinding and bringing you this information. What I really wanted to say here, though, is that imagine you were using a music streaming platform. Maybe you use Spotify, something you would be familiar with. Imagine you didn't pay a subscription anymore because you're an AI agent, and say you just needed to download and listen to one song so that you could write a blog post about it, right? You just needed the information of the lyrics and stuff like an AI agent would. Well, with X402 micropayment type protocols in agentic network, you can just pay Spotify for one song, not a subscription, one song. And then you could, listen to it, get your lyrics, all of that stuff, and then from a reputable place that you believe in, and then you could write your blog posts and stuff like that. But the key here is that you are actually just paying for what you're using, not everything else. And that is very much the intro to the stream. I'm enjoying doing the intro to the stream a little bit more officially and really introducing the topic. Melissa says, any specific X402 protocols we should watch or be aware of and get the jump on now? Well, I am so glad that you asked. Let me open a new tab here. Let's go into CoinGecko. And this is like, for those who maybe don't use CoinGecko a lot, I'm sure you could do this with a lot of things. Every kind of, I don't even know what we call these. They're not even exchanges. They're just like places to look at coins. So what do we call these? That's a good question. Like, you know, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Crypto Rank, all these different things. What I like about CoinGecko, let me get to the point and not be so long-winded here, is that their categories are really good. Just like I like Crypto Rank for the small coins that they bring me in the trending. They all have different things that they like. So I type in X402, and I'd immediately go click on categories, right? And I'd find the category I want here, which is X402 ecosystem. And it kind of brings it up. And right on top, you have top gainers, right? These are going to probably be small coins. Not always. Banker's not really small. But a lot of times, you know, a very, very small coin moves a tiny bit in market cap, and it can be big gains, right? It goes from 1 million to 2 million. That's 100% gain, even if it's a coin nobody knows about that has a 2 million market cap. I digress. Trending. That's another good one to look at, but some things get kind of wrapped into X402 protocol, and this is one thing that I have a bone to pick with some of these categories. It's like, I don't want to look at Chainlink. I mean, but the thing is, they have to give Chainlink kind of the X402 protocol, you know, category as well. So I get it, whatever. I don't know quite how I feel, I don't know what I want them to do. I'm just coming with complaints about this, I guess, not solutions, and that's not really my thing. Anyways, Unibase is one. Unibase is something that Reliable J has talked about. Reliable J didn't necessarily put me on the X402 protocol, but he did bring some projects to mind recently that I was not so aware of. Unibase was one of them, and Unibase has pulled back actually quite a bit now. Maybe it's a good entry. I don't know. I really don't know enough about it. And these are a list of market cap. Unibase has 188.8 million. What I really want to talk about here are these, though. Banker and OpenServe. And you'll see some just because they have large market caps and they have some type of integration. Like Chainlink is an Oracle, it feeds data. Like, is it technically have something to do with X402 protocol? Yeah, but is it like an X402 coin that's gonna rip when everybody decides to hop in this category? Probably not, right? It's gonna probably rip when, I don't know, oracles are trending, which will probably be somewhere in the top of a bull market. Anyways, the two that I'm really focused on right now, and I swear there was another one that I just can't seem to think of or find, are Banker, but more than Banker, OpenServe, right? Banker had this big pumps. Well, you could see the 7-day charts right above my head. They had this big pump. OpenServe kind of had a big pump and had a pullback and hasn't ripped yet. But if I got into OpenServe and things, I'd want it for the long haul. It's only 38, call it 39 million in market cap. If I had some capital and I wanted to have some exposure to X402 protocol, where the market is, I don't know if I'd put 100% of whatever I wanted to allocate. I'd probably buy like 30% and leave 70 to see if we go lower. There's a good chance we will. And as we come down here, one that's like very small market cap, but I've heard talked about a few times, and now that it's been a few months, we might want to do some more research, is this Pay AI network, right? And it's your low cap gem here. I don't really remember what I first looked at it at. I think it was about 5 million, so it hasn't moved much. What I do love about CoinGecko is I can switch from price to market cap as a chart. And then I am on max. You come back here. I don't really remember where we were looking at this thing. It was some months ago. I want to say it was about, you know, between 4 and 5 million market cap at the time. So maybe here. And you had a nice chance to grab it at like 2 million, and then it pumped. But now it's coming back, fallen wedge, whatever you want to call it. It's about to round out. It might be something to watch, but I think we need to do a little bit more research on it. If anybody's got that research tick and they want to get in there and help me out with that, definitely let me know. All right, I see Faria Logos Fanes. Sounds very Egyptian. Welcome in, says Wallet Chan X402. Melissa said Coin Hub, and I'm not sure why she said that. Did I misspeak? Did I say that? I don't know. Pretty funny, though. Said, I hate my iPad sometimes. It can't write text in super chat, so I'll ask my question and then pay later. Okay, I understand. Any specific export to coins we should watch and be aware of? Okay, that's what we just went over. I use Bluetooth keyboard for my iPad. It's a real game changer. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. Oh, like just a Bluetooth connected. Okay, I got you. I have one too. I'm just lazy to use it right now. That's pretty funny. I don't know where the Coin Hub came in, but maybe I said that. I'm in Serve. Yeah, I knew you were in Serve. You're in Pay AI. I think Pay AI is actually going to be a really good one. I just think it's going to take some time to cook, as the whole market's going to take some time to cook. And then who gets integrated with Coinbase, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe we need to go look at some of these and see which one of them have Coinbase Ventures as one of their funders, because that could be a little bit of a clue. All kinds of research that we could be doing. These streams could be 8 hours long, guys, and one day they honestly probably will be. Shout out to that Halloween stream we did. I think it was like six something hours. Thank you for looking. Absolutely, I do it for you guys, and I also want to know myself. No, you said you don't know what to name the category. Okay, that makes sense, Melissa. All right, intro getting a little long-winded here. But that's okay, because all of this information is highly important. Remember, we're trying to raise your crypto IQ. So if you're here, pat yourself on the back, as I do believe you are going to learn things that might not immediately show up in your ability to look at this market, but over time it compounds like you wouldn't believe. And that is my personal belief. That's why I do it. You know, if you don't believe me, it's like I do it myself that way for that very reason. Jupiter up 15%. Lab up 8.8%. What is Lab at right now? It's at about $12.68 with a high today of $13.68. Lab just not giving up. Lab right now, if I saw Lab dip down to like $6-7 again, or $8 or whatever, I probably have to buy it, because I think that thing's gonna rip. And things that are highly relevant right now will also probably, even if we do go to like 50,000, 5,000, 49,000, when we do swing back up, a lot of these coins that were strong right now will be the coins that'll be strong then. Wink, wink, not financial advice, but that is my opinion. Aerodrome up 13%. I love to see Aerodrome pump, because honestly it just doesn't do it enough. Why is it pumping? Because all of this stuff with Base, if you've been under a rock, Base is really evolving the future of finance to the average person, and they're rolling a ton of stuff out. They just had a bunch of presentations. I just watched a 2-hour presentation. If you haven't watched it, go find it on Twitter. I think I should probably post it in the Discord. That would be highly responsible of me to do, but I'm going to be doing some content around it, as I'm sure a lot of other crypto people will be as well. And I think you guys are going to like it. If you don't have, and this is not just a shill for an affiliate link, although I have an affiliate link, it's in the description for Coinbase. Please go use it if you're a part of this community, because what else are you going to do? Not sign up with an affiliate link and give nobody nothing? That would be weird. Anyways, I think it's going to be a super app that Twitter is going to even have a huge obstacle trying to figure out how to get ahead of them. Right, especially in the realm of crypto. Like, Twitter can integrate a few cryptocurrency payment rails and stuff, but like getting ahead of Coinbase and all the stuff that they do, I don't even know if it's going to be possible for them unless they just buy Coinbase, that would be really weird. You get my point. I digress. Oh, he says, thanks. Name sounds Egyptian, but I'm in Texas enjoying the show. I'm glad to hear that. If this is your first time here, let me make sure we have it linked in our Discord in the chat here. I have a free Discord. Will it always be free? Probably not, but I would hop in, because I will probably integrate everybody who's already in it, or just give you such an insane deal like $2 a month or something, right? And so you might want to hop in that now so that you're grandfathered in later. There it is. I pinned the message. That is our Discord. And it's where we hang out also, where you can kind of have access to the community and ask questions and get updates and know what topic we're going to do before the actual stream, all of that jazz. I don't want to spend too much time on that. All right, let's drop down. First, toggle our 1 through 1,000, right? Biggest gainers, a lot of green. Biggest gainers actually 900 to 1,000 with I believe, but 2.1 is pretty close, and that's 300 to 400. We only usually go down to 2 to 300. Otherwise, this would be a very long segment. Velvet having a little bounce back. This BTW actually was up much higher. It was actually in the top 100 section, right? This is 100 to 200 before we were in 1 to 100. By market cap, that's how they calculate that. This thing's up 50%. It was up like 100%. It's pulled back quite a bit. We have RE or RE. It's up 13.5%. Velvet again with a nice bounce. Backpack, which is a third-party wallet. Most people know it for Hashtera or HBAR. That a lot of times you had to integrate when you were using something like a ledger. That's how most people would know that one. But it's kind of gone and done its own thing. We have Mana, right? Mana. This is Decentraland. I was thinking of Magma. Has a very similar color stream and, of course, ticker. This is actually Decentraland. I don't know why Decentraland be pumping, but I feel like maybe they've been building some stuff. Okay, so catch this. Anybody see this? This is the compounding knowledge of doing this every day. Mana, Sand, Axie Infinity, Rune. What is this telling you? Like, there's a little pop here for some gaming. So keep an eye on your low, ones that maybe are just starting to move. The unfortunate part is with these little pumps in a sector like this is you actually just don't know how far it's going to go, right? It could just be for that today, or it could be for the next month. That is kind of where you have to throw your chips on the table. Home, which is in the base ecosystem, right? And I love to hear people are enjoying the show. I love what I do. And so when I feel like I'm fulfilling my dream of bringing a community together of people who like the same stuff that I do, it really is awesome. Thank you for the heads up on wallet chain export. Yeah, absolutely. And I will check that out as well. I watched the Coinbase update stream. Was very interesting. Yeah, and it's most important. The big takeaway for me of that whole thing is just how ahead of the game Coinbase is, and who's even close to them. Now they do have, I forget what they call it. They have a certain licensing in the U.S. that for a while they were the only person who had this overarching big like official federal licensing. Now Kraken's gonna get it too, so we're gonna see Kraken start trying to basically rip them off and do what they're doing without being the pioneers who pioneered it, right? They waited until it was safe and they're gonna run in here. Let's do our price rundown here and make sure we have the latest numbers. Again, does look on the 4 hour that bearish continuation pattern is getting bearishly retested, but that kind of looks like a pump in the short narrow term, so be careful out there. 2.28 trillion, up 1.3% on the overall total market cap of all crypto, and there's about 17,422 coins, if you were wondering, which is honestly less coins than I really thought there was, and I doubt they're counting all the coins that are like on pump.fun and stuff like that. Maybe they are, but I doubt it. Bitcoin, $64,157, down 0.6% in the last 7 days, but in 24 hours, it's up 1.2%. Ethereum, still holding above that 17,000, which I like to see. I bought some Ethereum around like 19,000, and I have been above water most of the time. That was like last bear market, and now we finally went under 1900. I think it was more like 1850. I bought some, and so I'd like to see it hold and then go back up, obviously, but I think it's actually going to go lower. It's just going to take a week or two for the whole market to kind of pull back down. Anyways, I'm ready to get this low in for the bear market and get past it and move on, right? That's how I feel. Your green screen is messing up again. I love when it does that. Yeah, there we go. Of course, I had to take my computer into Geek Squad. I really just took it there so they could plug their charger into it and tell me if it was the charger that was broken before I dropped like $120 on a charger. And that's exactly what the problem was. It was a charger. At some point yesterday, the charger just died. And then, of course, your battery not longer, your computer's not plugged in anymore. It's a laptop. And so the battery just starts slowly dying. And that's a wrap. And then around the time we launched the stream, it was already pretty much dead. And that's what happened to yesterday's stream. Very unpredictable, but I wish I would have had a backup. Anyways, BNB under 600 bucks, just kind of like Ethereum's under 2,000, or should I say 1,900. BNB at $588. Let's roll through this kind of quickly because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. XRP $1.15. Solana actually at $73 and up 6.4%. Hyperliquid at $70.40, up 16%. I hope it's up since I sent Camsta like $5.50 or something like that in Hyperliquid that he won. Again, shout out to Stregaheart. I'd love to get you hooked up too. When people win things, I want to make sure they get them, right? Even if it's $5. What if you win $5 like once a week on stream and you wind up with $20 free? Maybe you live in a country where US dollar's worth a little bit more. Maybe it's not $20 to you. Maybe it's $35. I don't know. But it adds up, right? Compounding wins. And I just really want to give back to the people who are here and interested in the same stuff that I am. Dogecoin, moving a little bit towards 8.5 cents, but let's just call it 8 cents. Zcash, $468 at 10% to the upside in the last 7 days. XLM, 21 cents, up 13% in the last 7 days. Cardano, 16 cents, down 5.5% in the last 7 days. Canton Network, 15 cents, down 4.7% in the last 7 days. And we're kind of zooming out in a market like this. I'm a little bit more zoomed out. Like, I don't really care what's going on in the 1 hour, or, well, the 1 hour a little bit, but like not the 15 minute and the 5 and the 1 like I normally would in a bull market, right, when things are exciting. Right now, I'm just like, what does the 4 hour look like? Maybe glance at the 1 hour. Really, I'm looking at the daily. The 4 hour is a nice sweet spot for me, and I'm just buying things spot right now. I'm not trying to play around in perpetual markets. XMR, $310, down 8.4%. A lot of things still kind of getting beat up on. Lab, of course, the exception here, up 36% in the last 7 days, almost 10% of that today. MemeCore, still under $3, $2.87, down 4.3% in the last 7 days. SWI, which I'm a big fan of. We talked a lot about how SWI is a different type of blockchain, and I just feel like a lot of people don't know this. It's more of a move-based, object-based blockchain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to go back and watch the series where we went over these things. It was like movement, and SWI should be in the title and also the thumbnail. Hope you guys are enjoying the new thumbnails. I feel like the thumbnails are hitting a lot better. We moved categories from entertainment to education, which I think makes more sense, but it messes up YouTube's kind of who they feed our stuff to. So that makes views down. You know, it's a good time to do it, in my opinion. Yes, it's Saturday. We're hanging out. Saturday's like a combination of our regular stream, which is highly focused, I say, but as focused as I can get, with like a hint of DeFi Friday, relax, we're hanging out, we're talking, right? And just being a crypto family, which I really want to continue to feed that atmosphere. Now, as we roll down, I don't know where Blues Guy is. I got to talk to him. Because, like, why doesn't he come to the stream? I don't know. He was just on the Lifer stream. I was just over on the Lifer stream, and he was over there. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I got to talk to him. 88 by market cap, Flare. That is for the Blues Guy. Hopefully he comes to the stream. All right. So, Fear and Greed Index is 23. Yesterday, it was also 23, so we're kind of staying right here. And if you look at it, we're really like extreme fear and fear. We're like right in the middle, almost right in the middle, not quite. 25 would be perfectly right in the middle, but we're 23, so you get the point. We don't got to split hairs here. We're just kind of not quite pushed out of extreme fear yet. Let's go to our trending coins here. Make it the top 20 and not the top 10. And you know what? I kind of skipped over that. I sure did. So much stuff been going on in life. Like I said, we just got to push through, stay diligent, and I believe there's a reward at the end of the tunnel. So here's what's trending over here. Pudgy Penguins, to me, the top NFT game, project in basically all of crypto. Second, maybe just I don't know why the project's name is slipping my mind. Bored Ape Yacht Club, maybe the second there, and I don't even know who's third at this point because I don't even feel like there is a third in the NFT game. NFT game, the hardest, right? If you had high exposure to NFT projects, Oof, I hope that really pays off for you when we finally get to an altcoin bull market. Aerodrome up 50%. Love to see that. Bitcoin Hyperliquid. RE kind of new on the radar. Not even a 7-day percentage here, so I don't know what's going on with that. We'll check that out. Biconomy, right? Up 236%. It's kicking. I remember going over this coin, but I can't tell you that I know what it is. A lot of coins to keep track of here. Ondo, Ethereum, Lighter, Pump.Fun, Sweet. This is O1.exchange. It recently came out. It has some interesting things, right? Like a launch pad and stuff like that. I didn't see anything amazing, but what I like about this is MEV protection. They claim that they have MEV protection, which is maximal extractable value. You'll learn these things from coming to the channel and raising your crypto IQ. I've done multiple shows on it. But basically, the way that transactions get put through the system before they're finalized on a blockchain, there are ways that you can exploit them. It can make the technology better. It can suck when you're a victim of this maximal extractable value where somebody made money off of what you were doing and maybe you lost because of it. Because if they're making money off of it, you're probably losing. Here's a great example to make you understand MEV. Slippage. Maybe you're trying to swap a coin over on CoinGecko on the Binance Smart Chain and you got far less coins than you thought you were going to get. Somebody maximally extracted value from your transaction. I could go in much more detail, but that's what happened. Somebody basically stole some of your coins or your money, so they probably didn't take the coins in what you were doing. Anyways, I digress. I could just go on rants about, stuff like that, but that's not where we are, and we'll get really into the weeds. And for me, I don't really care about how late it is, but for a lot of you guys, I think it'll get laid on us quick here. I want to eat up our time for education. So this is RE. Ticker is RE. The name of the project is RE. Hope we're clear on that. Max chart says, survey says, June 18th, 2026. So 2 days ago, this thing came out. It is up 116%. It's only been out for 2 days, so I wouldn't get overly excited. It could go way up and it could just come right back down or go lower than it's ever been before. It has not been out very long. So 166.4 million in market cap. Let me check out this chat. Real quick. Green screen's messing up again. I feel like I fixed it. Hopefully it is fixed. Yeah, that fixed it. Yeah, it's because I had to reset up everything. I had to take my laptop. I don't know if I ever finished that thought. Took my laptop to the Geek Squad, figured out it was just a charger, brought it back, and then I just slapped my webcam on it and never really checked to see if it was proper. So I'm just glad it wasn't far worse. If they don't want their money, give it to me. Hey, there you go. Strega Heart, you hear that? Melissa says she'll take your money if you don't want it. And I keep saying it, but I'm not getting any reply from him. So him or her, whatever. So I won't push it if you're not concerned about it. I'm not sure what happened there. Just randomly went back to the main page. All right, a billion max supply, 159.6 million in circulating supply. Market cap, price per unit asset, right? Max supply, circulating supply. What the heck does any of this mean? This is tokenomics, guys. If you have no idea what tokenomics means, boy, do I have some really good sauce to give you when it comes to looking at crypto projects. That matters, I think, more than a lot of things that we stress over, right? Like narrative and things. Those are important, but if the tokenomics are garbage, it won't ever really do much. And so keep that in mind. If you have no idea what tokenomics are, throw a 111 down in the chat. And show me your favorite emoji. Definitely show me your favorite emoji. Melissa already hit me with those custom emojis that I made with my own hands, blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm glad to see people using them. Ethereum contract here for reinsurance. Real world asset, stablecoin issuer. I hope they have that squared away with the US government. That's what the Clarity Act is all about. RWA protocol and governance. Okay, so we have RWA and insurance. Let me just be, oh, okay, yeah. It says, don't go to this. And it could just be that it's new or something like that, the antivirus and stuff, but I'm not going to go to something. We click on a lot of websites. Just going to trust it for now, unless it gets really, really, really big and I know that it's fine. Anyways, I hate insurance. I think insurance is a giant scam. couldn't say it enough. Hopefully those aren't trigger words for YouTube. Hopefully I'm allowed to have my own opinion. Not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. But for me, I think insurance has scammed more people out of money than anything. And what is the point of paying for insurance? I know I'm preaching to the, to everybody who probably agrees with me here, but what is the point of paying insurance week after week, month after month, whatever it is, whatever your insurance you're paying? Because there's insurance for everything. And then when it actually goes all wrong and you need to use it, they're like, yeah, we'll cover stuff after you pay money. You shell out more money, even though you've been paying us money for years, and then we'll do something. And if you can't find the money to shell, like say you get in a car accident and your pay is, you need to pay $1,000, which is a pretty common, right, copay. They literally won't cover anything until you pay $1,000, which is garbage. After you gave them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year for years. I digress, and I'll leave that right there because I could go on and on about it. But anyways, when I see it says insurance, I'm like super not excited about it. Biconomy, down 99.6%. Max chart says, which would make sense if it came out a long time ago. Yeah, 2021, November 30th, 2021. Crypto insurance, anyone? Right? Exactly, Strega Heart. I love those emojis. I like the, what do we call that? Was that like the Alice in Wonderland cat smile emoji? Like, what is that? Yeah, you do use those a lot. The popcorn, the soda, and what is that other one? Oh, it's an egg on a frying pan. Anyways, this is Biconomy. I don't really know what to say about it. It's infrastructure, account abstraction, which we love abstraction. But sometimes I feel like they slap these on certain labels. And so what does it even mean? I don't know. Coinbase Ventures profile. Why would they do that? And it just bombed. Remember, one thing I want to say about, like, we do look at the venture capitalists and stuff like that, and who they take shots on a lot of things, and they only need to win so many. Like, they only need to win high returns on like 1 out of every 20 that they throw out there. Because, like, you throw $2, $3, $4 million into 20 projects and one of them does 100x, that covers everything, and they got money to throw into some more, and they made profits all in the same jazz. So just don't feel like just because, my personal opinion here, but don't feel like because Coinbase Ventures is in there, or YZI Labs, that just means it's going to rip. Sometimes projects just straight up don't do what they're supposed to do. But Biconomy provides plug and play APIs. APIs is how you do things, right? Through other websites on behalf of other websites. You can see how that might fall into AI agents and things like that. To make Web3 users friendly and frictionless, Biconomy is on a mission to make the decentralized web accessible to everybody. Just remember that this thing came out in 2021, and if it didn't really stay on top of the game, developers, the people who were in charge of it, didn't give up on it, like I think one, they would have had a lot more success and exposure, but two, how really up to date on what is actually important in the Web3 market right now? How up to date are they on it, right? Have they really been behind the scenes staying sharp, or have most of them kind of given up and the coin's just lingering and hanging around and somebody pumped it because it's on like low volume, right? It's on its last legs. We got to keep in mind with that. So we pop over to Crypto Rank and we're looking at our trending coins. Remember, our Fear and Greed Index was at 23, but before we get too much farther than that, we want to hop into that story, raise that crypto IQ, and talk about the problem that we're going to be really going over for you guys tonight to raise that crypto IQ. Love those emojis. What is that, like a chicken in a box or something? I have it on my phone. It's really small. No, I think it's a cat. It's a cat in the box. All right. As though I've never seen that emoji. I've gone through the emojis pretty meticulously. I've never seen that one. All right. So for the most of the internet's history, the user has been a human. I don't really know if people really understand the shift that's coming. I mean, I've tried to talk to a couple of people because they kind of brought this stuff up, talking about AI and stuff. And you learn really quick that, like, a lot of people have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. at all, and they kind of believe a bunch of narratives about AI and things that are just stuff people are repeating, like out in the streets and stuff. And I'm not trying to sit here and act like I know every little thing, like I'm some kind of AI developer or anything, but we've been following it pretty closely, and we understand the tie-in between, agentic AI agent, blockchain technology, that whole side of it I'm more dialed into. But just regular AI like ChatGPT and Claude and stuff like that, I've been really trying to educate myself every day about, because it's exactly this. For most of the internet's history, or all of it, it's been humans who have been hitting the buttons and doing things, and humans do not move at the speed of AI, or AI agents, I should say. Yep. Give you a breakdown here. Humans open the websites, they create accounts, they enter cards, they click buy, they confirm payments, you get the idea. The whole system is designed around that flow. It's designed for humans. Not a crazy thought. But AI is going to change that, right? We're moving towards a world where software does not just answer questions like Google or AI in its early days. Everybody looked at it as like a very sophisticated version of Google. Software actually acts on its own impulses, right? Its own ideas and thoughts that are prompted, of course. So if you want to call them their own ideas, I don't know. An AI agent might search for information, compare options, call APIs, analyze data, book something, right? Might book your restaurant for tonight. You might just tell ChatGPT, hey, I want to take my wife to somewhere amazing. You know all of the chats that she has with you. Based on those chats, tell me where the best place to take her would be, and then go ahead and book us something for 8 p.m. And it just says, here's an address. Have a great time. It's actually a great use case. I think most men out there could probably use something like that. Plan our date nights for us. Is it still romantic if AI plans your entire date night? Purchase access, moving on, before I get myself in trouble, or complete a task on behalf of users. All jokes, guys, all jokes. Thank you for dropping those links, Melissa. Yo, what is that one? Oh, it's just like heat coming off of like a plate or something. Yo, y'all are introducing me to ones that I never seen. Yeah, where is Camsta? He got paid his hyper today, and then he didn't come to the stream. I'm just playing, guys. Nobody owes me a thing. One of my mantras, I have somebody who I listen to who's like Jim Rohn, but for spirituality and stuff like that, which I'd love to talk to you guys about, but we'll keep that in the Discord for those who really need some thought. I don't want to say guidance like I'm a guru or something, but some thought. Anyways, he always says you got to remind yourself every day, especially your significant other, that they don't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. I was saying that because I'm like, where's Cam stuff? Anyways, wow, really got off on the weeds there. So they might do all of these different tasks, right? And that sounds powerful, right? But it creates a new problem. How do they pay for it? So if they, rent a movie for me as part of my date night and they're going to have it ready on Netflix, does that mean that they have access to my credit card? Do I have to double click something to confirm that I actually want it to do it? And it doesn't just oh, you want a date night and just starts doing stuff, spends money on 8 different things, orders roses, orders takeout, and I'm like, whoa. We're broke. Don't do that. So how do we confirm these things and give it its parameters? How does it get the permission to do it, right? How does it stay within a spending limit? How does it avoid getting tricked or scammed? People are going to be, if you got your credit card hooked up to ChatGPT or something like that, an illegitimate service might get in there and just try to get them to spend on there, and that could be really tricky. How does the merchant know the agent is legitimate, right? There's a whole other idea. Now we're not just talking about the agent and your money, right? We're even talking about the merchant themselves have to feel secure about it. So it's kind of a big deal. And there's a lot of questions. With all new technology and things, there becomes more answers to answer. And how does the user know that the AI agent actually did what they were supposed to do? And that is the problem, right? The internet was built for human commerce. AI agents, well, they need machine commerce. And I think that this is the big idea, the light bulb going off, or you could say the shift. This is where crypto starts to become really interesting, though, right? This is where it starts to become very futuristic, if it can figure it all out and pull it off. Crypto is not just about tokens going up or down. Crypto can also be about rails, wallets, signatures, stablecoins, smart contracts, permissions, settlements, programmable money. Those are exactly the kind of primitives that matter when software starts acting economically. So think about economical software. I don't think that's a word, but hey, it is today. An AI agent does not need a leather wallet, does not need a plastic credit card, right? It just needs the numbers. It needs a way to prove permission, access funds, follow limits, and settle value digitally. X402 protocol, anybody. That does not mean that every agent will use crypto. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Probably mostly use our traditional payment rails like Visa, MasterCard, or your debit card, your banking, that kind of stuff. The Swift system. And it doesn't mean the whole internet becomes blockchain overnight. So don't get too overhyped. It'll take time to really build all of these different things out. Make sure we're up to date on the chat here. Thank you for dropping those links, especially that Coinbase in Weeks. Because Coinbase is just going to be an amazing app. So if you don't have an account over there, I don't know what you're waiting for. It does not mean the whole internet becomes blockchain overnight, but it does mean that crypto has a real role in the background, not as the flashy part though that I think we all were hoping for, but as the payment and settlement layer that lets agents actually do stuff. And the big payoff when they finally get everything running right, and why we're tying this together with the whole week, is because stablecoins give crypto that money layer. Tokenization gives crypto ownership. Gaming shows digital economies can work and ownership can feel natural. And then AI agents introduce a whole new kind of user to the whole economy. Do you follow? And software that can act, right? If AI agents become economic participants, they might need an internet native money, which would make a lot of sense to be some kind of currency. Like Bitcoin is global. That would work better than like an AI agent trying to like do things around the world with different, providers and things like that. And they're like constantly swapping money, right, from different exchanges or different settlements, right? It'd be better if they just use something like Bitcoin, which one settlement, one time, right? Or Ethereum or something like that. You get the point. They may need wallets and they might need spending limits. They might need payment rails that do not rely on human approval for every little tiny transaction. Again, tiny transactions, think X402 protocol when you hear that. And that is a big idea. AI agents do not just need intelligence. They need infrastructure, just like all of crypto. And crypto may become that infrastructure that we are looking for. Now, we're going to break up our IQ raising event of the night because we don't want to get too repetitive there, or just too much at one time. So you can take your thinking cap off for a second and then put it immediately back on, because we're going to talk about some coins that may be coming out, projects that might be hot later in the future. Just putting them on your radar. I feel like that is my job. Just making sure you even know about them is a good start. Can't buy a coin you don't know about. I'm never telling you to buy a coin, but again, if you never know about it, well, how can you buy it? And remember, not only is repetition the father of learning, repetition is also the nurturer or the mother of skill. We're going to add that one to the repertoire. Bitway, Bitcoin DeFi, it's been crushing it. Only been around 0.3 years. Let's see, market cap's already 327 million. I don't really know how I feel about Bitcoin DeFi right now, but it seems to be doing something. I wish I actually knew a little bit more why this matters. Something we could dig into maybe next week or in the Discord. Then we have this Sabra, right? And notice NA for everything, no token generation event, usually called TGE in most of your writings, right? And Sabra is a self-custody or custodial, same thing, digital dollar platform that enables global users to securely hold and earn and spend USDC without intermediaries. So this is USDC, but globally, right? That's their mission here. And we look down here, we have funders and backers. What I like is if you come over here and click one, it's just these people and a couple others who are just individuals, right? Angel investors are usually individual people, I believe, where venture capitalist firms are groups, right? And they're just like a tier 4. So no big people have really come in and said, hey, we're going to put our name on the line, right? Like Coinbase Ventures. But they're starting to kick off these seed rounds and stuff like that. This one was on June 16. They raised $2 million. That's all they've raised so far. It's on our radar. I'm not getting excited about a platform like this, to be completely honest with you, but it's infrastructure and it could easily make some money. So you have this multiply, I think is what they're going for here, but they went with an I instead of a Y. Very interesting. Multiply, I think is what they're going for, is a cross-chain yield platform enabling secure, high APY farming on assets RWA. So this is very specifically RWA. You can see they've raised 21.5 million. We have Pantera Capital. What is Pantera Capital? It's a tier 1, I thought so. Then you have Sequoia Capital, the Spartan Group, Base Ecosystem Fund. I'm a little bit surprised that Base Ecosystem Fund is tier 3, but it makes a lot of sense because this is not Coinbase Ventures. This is Base's, the layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum, Ecosystem Fund, which is a product of Coinbase, but they're obviously two different treasuries, right? And then, of course, what matters the most to me are who's in the lead with the biggest stake, and then, you know, the tier 1s. That's what's most important, in my opinion, just to know and have this background information. This does look like it might matter at some point, but I'd be kind of waiting for a token generation event. They do tell you who the team is. You can get some good information here, and a lot of times they'll even tell you a little bit more about, say, if there's any airdrops or anything like that, which right now we started to mess around with some airdrops. I kind of just checked out on it. Doesn't seem like anything is happening with any of that stuff. Multiply is a cross-chain secure platform for farming designed to democratize access to reliable and lucrative yields on tokenized assets, including native cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin. By tapping into trillion-dollar crypto asset market, Multiply enables users to earn sustainable yield of up to 35% APY on various assets. You'd really have to show me some like real, I don't know, backing for this kind. 35% APY is big. Like that's a lot. Usually anything over like 12 starts to make me a little nervous. But who knows? Hopefully they could sustain. The thing is, with high APYs, they're just giving away like more money than they're probably even making a lot of times. That's problematic. If you're going to give away 35%, you better be making 90 or 80, even 70, right? But if you're giving away 35 and you're barely pulling off 40 or 45, what happens when you have a couple of bad months and you make 30 and you promise everybody, then you downgrade them or you just wrap up? I don't know. You get liquidated. I'm not into the super metrics of all of those things, but it does make me nervous, and I've seen a lot of people fail. Anyways, we have this Renas. It's fun saying words you've never seen before live on the internet, so bear with me. It's RWA liquidity infrastructure for collectibles, 1.5 million raised, backers like YZI Labs, Gate, right? Gate.io, the exchange. They have a ventures arm. Almost all of these companies have ventures arms, right? It's interesting which ones they kind of get into or don't get into. It's kind of interesting here. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I am starting to notice a lot of like RWA projects, right? Then we have this Reprotocol. We touched on it briefly, see if they give us a better thing here. Reprotocol is a blockchain-based system that connects traditional insurance markets with decentralized finance. So you're just connecting. And you can see this thing has just done nothing but pump since it came out. Is it just getting started? Is it going to go to $1 billion market cap real fast and straight up to the right? I don't exactly know personally, but is a guess worth looking? Not the type of thing I usually would throw my money at, but that's just me. Other people do what they want. Remember, the market is speculation. And when you're buying any of this stuff, you're just speculating. You're hoping is a good, it's like an educated hope in my opinion, but that doesn't make it wrong or bad. That's what raising that crypto IQ, in my opinion, is all about, so that when you make your speculation, you make your bet, you're doing it from a better understanding of how any of this stuff even works in the first place. That is the goal, and the compounding interest that you gain by coming to the stream time after time, topic after topic, and really knowing something about what's going on here. 166.2 million in market cap, only been as high as 170. You can think of big impulse candles. Momentum start to die off. Wouldn't be surprised you see a little bit of pullback. Obviously Bitcoin was pumping, this coin was new. That can have some factors, right? We have Carta. Carta is a premium payment card issued in the US to citizens worldwide with credit limits backed by assets. It's a credit card, right? But maybe has some blockchain rails and things like that. No token yet. I'm not going to get too into something like that. It's a credit card, guys. Not a big deal. Security and a risk platform for blockchains and rollups. Range is a little interesting. They've raised $11 million. Let's see who their top funders are here. They don't even have a top one, just top twos. See anybody we recognize. I've seen Volt before. Not going to spend a lot of time on, investors who we've never even heard of before. They've raised about $11 million. Range. And basically, we put them on the radar. We know what they are, and then we come back, and then we kind of are like, hey, is this relevant tomorrow? Is this relevant a week from now? Maybe 2 weeks from now, we get a big pump out of one of these when they token generate. And we're like, hey, we already know that's insurance, right? Something to help us begin to categorize all the things that are going on in crypto, because crypto moves so fast with all these projects. Cortex Protocol, or CX. Cortex Protocol is an AI agent for natural language blockchain operating systems, I believe. I don't think that's actually what OP stands for. Enabling swaps and yields via chat. So this is like to integrate swaps and yields directly into chats. I don't know if that really applies to like Android or Apple or anything like that. 33 million, been as high as 45. I hate when they have this chart and no trading view. Just because you get just a lot less data do I understand right away with this kind of chart here. Anyways, let's get a move on. I think that pretty much wraps this part up, which is great because it is rolling into 11 o'clock. We've been live for a little over an hour. This is blockworks.com, which I like for a lot of different data. Try to keep this somewhat brief here. We have our top gainers, top losers. And let's refresh it, make sure we got the recent numbers here. So top gainer, Sandbox, Velvet, Mana, which is really interesting to see Mana in here. Jupiter Aerodrome SPX 6900 coming back from a little bit of a dip. And this Go Mining token, which I hope does well, but I never actually really got into. And it's just interesting to see Sandbox. I'm not surprised to see Sandbox, because Sandbox has been doing a lot of integration to keep themselves relevant, but I don't really know if Decentraland's been doing a whole lot. So we'll have to check that out sometime. Again, very bummed that I didn't get to do my gaming DeFi Friday. I almost feel like I'm going to have to catch an extra stream this upcoming week or something, but man, that is difficult to do with my schedule. So high performance losers, it says. Top losers. I don't know why I made that sound complicated. DXE, Humanity, Plasma. And again, your top gainer of the day is like 15%. Your top loser's not even 10%. Pretty flat day, if you ask me. Maybe not for Bitcoin, but for most of, on average, the rest of the market. Of course, what we like this for is we can go to analytics and we go get dashboard. They have so many data and information that I don't want to spend too much time and get totally lost in the weeds. But we have blockchain revenue. It's almost easier if we just come down. We just go to the last 7 days. Who's made the most revenue? Hyperliquid, right? Has made about $9.2 million in the last 7 days. If we go to the monthly, which I think almost matters a little bit more, they're winning clearly with Tron at 30 million and Hyperliquid's made 56 million. So you can see that the revenue generated by some of these chains, especially like Hyperliquid, is big. 56.4 million generated by Hyperliquid. You can see why outside sources, other than people who are normal crypto people, are paying attention to Hyperliquid, because it's making money. Like, it's not rocket science. It's making money. People pay attention to things that make money, no matter what sector they're in, really. And then, of course, we have our inflows, outflows for ETFs, right? And it's, wow, very flat. Why is it only showing okay, because ETFs operate, this is why, because it's for the 19th, which I guess is Friday, which I guess markets would have been open on. No, we had a holiday. Okay, we had a holiday, messed all this stuff up. The actual holiday, that's why. There's a million inflow to Bitcoin ETF. Don't see any of the other ETFs even represented here. It was a holiday here in America. Like, it's an official one, I guess, Juneteenth or whatever, because the post office and stuff was closed. And let's bounce back and finish raising that crypto IQ. Melissa says, I like Blockworks website. Me too. And I really look forward to, in the members only stream, for those who may be new here or haven't spent a lot of time here, usually Monday through Thursday, as often as I can, usually I say, we do a members only stream after the main stream. So I live stream for 2 hours, and then we do like another 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Sometimes it is another 2 hours if we have a lot of stuff to go over. I do have a pretty high, amount of things to do. So sometimes 4 hours is a long time, or even 3. But I want to just integrate a few things in there. The members only stream, you have to have the membership. It is $2.99 a month. Not a lot of money. It's a good time to ask questions that maybe you didn't want to ask in the full group with everybody. I think that'll become more valuable over time. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And then you get custom emojis and videos and reels and stuff before, at least 24 hours and stuff before they get posted and things like that. On top of the fact, in there, it's where we talk about a few other things, like maybe AI tools and watch a video about something. Maybe we watch Coinbase's, not their full presentation, but, just where we kind of do more stuff that is more for the tighter inner core group. And I think it'll be far, far more relevant. Plus, we play some games in there and do some crypto slots and stuff like that. If you see what I'm hovering over here. Let's get into it, right? With your classroom style breakdown. AI agents are different from normal applications. This is what you want to take home here. A normal app usually waits for the user to do something. The user clicks or types or confirms, the user pays for something. An AI agent is different because it can take the goal and then take all the steps to get to that goal by itself. MIT Sloan describes agentic AI, and I have no idea who that is, agentic AI as systems that perceive, reason, and act in digital environments, often using external tools and working through multi-step workflows with limited human supervision. Again, this is basically just giving you a definition for agentic AI. You might want to kind of maybe write it down or just try to remember that agentic AI is systems that can perceive, reason, or act in a digital environment, often using external tools and working through multi-step workflows with limited human supervision, right? On their own accord, even though they're prompted, right? That turns the agent into something closer to a digital worker, right? But once software starts acting, systems need guardrails for sure. The takeaway here is AI agents are not just chatbots, right? They are software actors. There's a distinction between the two. And software actors need rules, permissions, and rails. So they're going to need to be, tightly railed in. And I think that's why people got a little freaked out with Claude AI and stuff, started taking some of the rails off. The missing piece is economic access. If an AI agent is going to be able to complete useful tasks and make access paid resources, right? It could include things like APIs, data feeds, research tools, computation, cloud services, paid walled content, merchant checkout systems, and others. I saw an article where it was like a Claude, I want to say it was like a Claude AI developer or something that worked for Claude. I think it was Claude. All of a sudden the business got like a $500 million bill for computation and stuff like that, and they were like freaked out. I don't know whatever became of it, but I remember seeing that story going around because the developer was just doing all kinds of really crazy stuff with no rails, and that can add up to a lot of money really fast because of the level he had as a developer right through the company. They probably should have had a limit on it though, right? The current internet payment model is not built very well for agentic networks, right? That's why I think X402 protocol will become something you hear about a lot more. But again, AWS is getting in there too. You're going to see a lot of other more centralized infrastructure come in. I'm really glad to hear that Strega Heart is enjoying the stream. Shout out to all my undergrounders and their desire to better themselves, raise their crypto IQ. And again, as much as I love everything crypto and crypto IQ, raising and teaching all of this stuff, also very much about personal development. I think they go hand in hand because I think a lot of people who come into this niche are also looking to develop and change their life. And I think sometimes those people just don't even know yet that in order to get a lot of this stuff right, you got to be able to show up for yourself in a lot of other ways. So we keep that air about us as well. Personal development is highly important and goes very well with raising your crypto IQ. It's almost a necessity, right? So the current internet payment model is not going to work very well for these agentic networks. It's too slow and too archaic. It often requires accounts, subscriptions, credit cards, APIs, invoices, and human approval, and that works great for humans. It does not work cleanly for software, though, making small, fast, and permissioned decisions or permissionless. Takeaway here is that AI agents need a way to accept paid resources without rebuilding the entire payment process for every service. And they don't want to, if you have an AI agent and you need to do something, like, it's not going to buy like a full-on subscription, right? It just wants to pay a small one-time fee to grab the data and the information that it needs. Not like, again, if say you had an AI agent, right? And it wrote blog posts and you had it set up in an agentic workflow, which is just a thing that aggregates a step-by-step thing for your AI agent to do every day. And say it wrote a blog post about a song every day, and you had it focused on an artist, and it needed to pull the song and the lyrics and everything, and for whatever reason you were using a paid service like Spotify, right? Because you wanted it to be official and you wanted to feel confident that the lyrics it was pulling was right and correct, right? So you wanted to use something like Spotify. It would want to pay one time a very small fee for the one song. It would not want to buy a subscription. That's the X402 protocol kind of understanding of micropayments that I really want to drive home here. And here we have a bit of a breakdown, right? So we have human commerce versus agent commerce. Now, some of this might be a little bit obvious. A human creates an account. Agents need delegated access, right? They don't need an account. They just need access. Human enters a card. Agents need payment permissions. Very different. Like the human gives himself the permission to put the card in and hit pay. What happens when the AI agent pays for something and then the person goes to their Visa card or their credit card or whatever and says, hey, I did not authorize this? And it's like, well, okay, you gave the agent permission to do it. This is what I think that the credit cards are going to say. They're going to say, hey, it's your AI agent. It's linked to you. You gave it permission. Anything it paid for, you're liable for. I think that's what's going to happen there. Human approves purchase. Agents need spending limits. Human reads terms. AI agents need machine readable rules. It's kind of like your terms of agreement and stuff, but for AI agents. And an agent in a language that the agent can understand, right? Human receives a product. Agents need proof of service or results, or maybe some kind of score. Human distributes later. Agent needs logs and accountability pretty much right away. Stablecoins make sense because agents need small, fast payments that are global. Just stablecoins just make sense to fill that gap, right? And that's the rails and the infrastructure already built. A man from Bogota, hopefully I said that right, says Caspa is the best. Okay, I own a little bit of Caspa, just so you know. We are not anti-Caspa around here. Buy Caspa if you want to be rich. Thank you. Thank me later. Goodbye. Well, he didn't stick around, but thanks for dropping in. Why do I feel like my voice is getting weak? It's been good for days. I know, you can hang and enjoy the stream, dude. Hey, he didn't want to have a discussion. He just wanted to bless us with Caspa. Now, if he had stuck around in the stream, he'd probably know we already know about Caspa. And that quite a few of us here, me, I'm pretty sure Melissa, probably a couple other people, we already own some Caspa. All right. Stablecoins make sense because of the payment rails, right? For AI agents, this is important. An agent may not need to make one big payment, right? Micropayments. It may need to make many small payments, a fraction of cents for data, a few cents for an API call, small fees for computation, small payments to get another agent to do something, right? And a pay-per-use model makes more sense for software than forcing every interaction into a monthly subscription. The big takeaway here is that stablecoins could be useful for AI agents because they are already digital, programmable, global, and available 24/7. Protocols like Ding 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 X402 protocol are trying to make payments native to the web. The old web actually has a status code called X402 payment required, but it never became a real standard for everyday web payments. So it's kind of been lingering around since like 1993, integrated here and there, but not really something that really mattered a whole lot to your average day person, right? Retail, we should say. The newer idea behind protocols like X402 is make payments part of the request flow. Instead of create an account, add payment method, buy credits, manage API, and then use the service, the agent could just request access, receive payment requirements, pay, and get access, right, using this X402. Coinbase, which you're going to see, notice this. A lot of the sauce that we're talking about, guys, is something that you're just going to see a lot of people start talking about later, and we're going to realize that you were early because we've been talking about this already for a while. Coinbase being tied to X402 protocol, base layer 2 on Ethereum, kind of being a hub of projects, right? Like right now, in my opinion, if you want to buy something for exposure to X402 narrative and category, as people get excited to speculate on it, what makes people speculate harder than all of a sudden it's being talked about by big players in the game? If it doesn't have exposure to base, I don't know that it's the strongest one to be looking at. Let's keep that in mind as we roll forward. Coinbase describes X402 protocol as an open protocol using HTTP 402. I didn't make this stuff up. I've been saying it over and over and over. Payment required. This is the code that comes up, right? This HTTP 402, payment required, to enable machine native payments with settlements using USDC or something else on Base and Solana in the agentic core payment integration. And again, what is an agent core? I said agentic. It's agent core payment integration, is something that Coinbase has built, right? It's going to work with Base and Solana, and I'm sure other players will get in on this. Big takeaway, agentic payments are about to make payments work like the internet itself. Request, pay, access, continue. So, and this is a segment that we've added here, or I've added here, to kind of visualize the flow of things. The old flow of how this would work is you'd sign up, you'd add a card, you'd buy some credits, you'd manage API keys, that's access. Think of API keys as like access for other things to have access to something. So like you could hook up an API to your exchange and have it plugged into a dashboard on another website that manages multiple exchanges, but you'd need to give it the API key in order to do that. So old flow, you'd sign up, add card, buy credits, manage your API keys, and use the service. An agentic payment flow is very different though. Agent requests service, payment is required, agent pays within the limits that have been preset, and the service is unlocked and the task continues. Now, you might say to yourself, well, this looks longer and has more letters. It doesn't matter because the agent would do this automatically. You had to do this manually. So it's human versus agent, and that's why it doesn't really matter if there's more steps or anything like that, because it'll still happen faster. And that is the difference between human-first commerce and machine-readable commerce. Now, if you're looking towards the future and you're a speculator and you want to know where things are going to probably look in 10, 15 years from now, this line here, in my opinion, is huge. We're moving away from a human-first, meaning the internet and commerce serving human-first, to machine-readable commerce, serving machines first. Is it going to be a little while before that's like the standard quo and more than everything else? Yes. But it's not a horrible thing either, because who do you think these machines are going to, be working on the behalf of? At least at first. I don't know if you're, you want to get all speculation on things like the Terminator, but they're going to serve human interest, right? Because that's who's going to prompt them. While it's become permission systems, not just places to hold coins. And while it's get a big upgrade, everything gets this big upgrade. We just spent all last week talking about the invisible or the in the background upgrade that crypto is going into or really needs. And this is a big part of it. These crypto wallets, right? I think of it as just holding tokens, but what if they moved into being apps, and then those apps had agentic networks in the blockchain behind it and AI agents working through it? Now you have something totally different. Now you kind of have wallets as like a super blockchain app with programmable intent. Remember, AI agent intent. So many ways, so many things I could go into here, but I'm going to dial it in. But for AI agents, the wallet idea becomes more interesting. A wallet can represent permissions, it can sign actions, it can enforce budgets, it can connect identity to activity. It can create a record of what happened. And that matters because agents should not have unlimited power to spend, right? They should have limited power to spend. And a user might say, this agent can spend up to $10 on research, or this agent can only pay, provided APIs that have already been given. This agent can never send funds to an unknown address. Like, you give parameters, right? This agent needs approval above a certain amount, right? Like more than $2 for, like, say, some computational power. If it's going to take $100 for this computational power, it needs to let me know so I can, like, approve it, and not just do it and then all of a sudden I got a bill for $100. For AI agent, wallets are not storage. They are control systems. Think of them as command centers. And the opportunity here is huge, but the hype is also really dangerous. This is a huge takeaway. If you're still here, again, stretch your arms and pat yourself on the back here, because this is the part that I think is highly important. Opportunity is huge, knowing all of this, but not really knowing this and not really raising your crypto IQ and just finding out about this later as retail and trying to rush in and make some money on the speculation is going to be dangerous. In the fact of, like, hype and not knowing what the heck is going on, not knowing fact from fiction. We've already seen this a lot in the space because we have AI agents and that narrative of AI and then later AI agent stuff, and nobody could really tell what the heck was real and was real tech that could really do something, and what was just like slapping words on a website and putting a logo up and saying, hey, we're AI agents, buy us, because they're popular right now. What was the difference? This is where we need balance. Again, how many people in the AI agent world at the time knew what Sweatcoin was? Now divide that by the people who had rather used or actually knew the specifics of what Sweatcoin actually did as an AI agent. Like, what did it do? That's the difference here. AI agents and crypto sound like a perfect narrative. AI is hot, crypto is hot, payments, well, crypto can be really hot. It's not really hot right this second, but AI is. Payments are real, stablecoins are growing, the tech works. That's what I want to really take forth, is that crypto or blockchain technology, it works. But that doesn't mean every AI agent token is going to be valuable. Many projects may use AI agent narrative without having real autonomy, real revenue, real users, or real execution, or even any real tech, or even any real agents for that matter. A lot of them were just Telegram bots, is what a lot of them were. Telegram already has a network and an app and everything that works, and they were bots built into Telegram, disguising themselves as like some kind of really intuitive AI agent, and it wasn't, right? Some are just basic bots with a shiny wrapper on it, right? And some are speculative tokens with very little underneath. And I hope that us going over this now in the bear market and things is going to really help somebody not get, really blown away by some projects that are not very good. The AI agent crypto narrative is exciting, but investors or speculators should separate real infrastructure from the hype. Security and accountability are the biggest issue here. If an AI agent makes a bad recommendation, that is one kind of problem. If an AI agent moves real money, that is a much bigger problem, right? If the AI agent gets some bad information from another AI agent and puts 60% of your money in your portfolio into some crap coin, you're in trouble because you might not even be able to get it out of that coin, right? Payments create risk. An agent could be tricked, right? Don't think that they can't be tricked by other agents and people who just understand the game. And payment flows could be misconfigured. How the money actually runs and how it flows through the different blockchains and stuff could be purposely routed in certain directions. A service could fail to deliver, of course. A user could lose track of what agent is even approved for, right? And malicious sites could manipulate the agents. Research on blockchain-based agent-to-agent payments highlights challenges like authorized misuse, right? Weakened intent binding, service payment mismatch, and limited accountability. So agent payments need more than just speed. They need They need limits on spending, authorization, logs, verification, fraud detection, identity signals, disputed handling, and human override. Basically, we need a pre-approved, routing and systems and companies and things like that who we've already vetted and we said, okay, these are legit. And that the AI agent can't just use anything random that it finds on the internet. It has to stay in these pre-approved companies, right? Or, projects. Agentic payments will not scale on trust alone. They need control, proof, and accountability. The big picture here, though, is crypto may become infrastructure of the software native commerce, which is great for crypto. This is the conclusion of the entire week. Stablecoins showed us that crypto has money rails, tokenization shows us ownership rails, gaming showed us digital economy rails, and AI agent shows us machine action rails. If software starts acting on behalf of humans, I can feel my voice giving out, it may need a financial layer that is programmable, global, and always on, and built for digital system. But that does not mean every payment will happen on chain, and it doesn't mean traditional finance disappears, but it does mean crypto may have real infrastructure roles in the next phase of the internet. Final takeaway, AI agents do not just need intelligence, they need rails and guardrails to keep them dialed in, and crypto may just be a huge part of those guide rails. Now, after everything from the story to those talking points that we just did, do you think if I did it without ChatGPT that it would be as decisive, well structured, and read through and conveyed to you guys if I just kind of tried to ramble it off the top of my head? And shout out to the guy who says all I do is just read ChatGPT. Gotta love that. And that's why I could tell you all about X42 protocol. And that might just me patting myself on the back a little bit, so I'm going to stop doing that immediately. And what else do we want to get into here? Let's check up on our chainers. That was the big bulk of what we were going over. I know a lot of people weren't here, and I know a lot of people didn't get it, but for those who did, I think it's big. And for myself, which again, the channel is very much originally created to hold myself accountable to do the research, I wanted to be somebody, and I don't really care about being number one of all people, but I wanted to be somebody who is highly educated in the space as I move forward, as I just invest my own money and try to change my own life more and more for the better, right? And I knew that wasn't going to happen by not really knowing what's going on. How do I know what coins to buy? AI agents come out. How do I know which ones are legitimate and things when I don't even understand the tech and I don't even understand what's going on? So you can see the hope, the goal, the aim of raising your crypto IQ. I hope that's well conveyed, because if you don't understand the reason for raising your crypto IQ, you're not going to get excited about it and you're not going to participate or do it. And that's your own choice. But again, remember, this channel is very much to build community and also hold myself accountable to do it myself. Another way to say that is I'm going to be here raising my crypto IQ no matter what. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Melissa says, no, it would not have been. Not have been. Okay. I do apologize. I do a lot of talking, and sometimes I don't remember exactly what you're replying to, and I feel bad about it but I'm just being honest. I always say, I try to be as transparent as possible. So every once in a while, I might have to have you re-jog my memory as to why you're saying that. And yeah, I haven't noticed any crack in my voice at all, but I noticed my voice kind of getting a little rough. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, just that it still has a little bit of weakness. Don't forget wallet chain X402. Okay, thank you for saying that. Appreciate you, Melissa. You're always so on point. Said it's called wallet chain. Can you give me a ticker? I do remember him saying it. It was wallet. Oh, it's gonna be hard to find. Maybe I'm better off going to X402. It sounded like a really small coin. Okay, I'm not even typing anything. X402. Did we have a ticker for that at all? Shreg a heart with the hydration cup full of water there. Can only assume that all of that information found him well and he is been highly hydrated. Oh, if you would have not have used the chat, exactly. Thank you so much for remembering what I'm talking about more than me sometimes. Yeah, exactly. And I don't get why people trip. Again, the point that I made, and I'll keep it short and sweet, is that if you ask most people, they will tell you AI is going to be a huge part of the future and pretty much run everything. Like normal everyday people who really don't know anything about it, they have enough understanding, or they've been told enough, they believe that's the future, right? But then if you use it, they're like, what an idiot, what a pleb. And it's like, wait, but you know it's the future. Like, you know this is how everything's going to be done. It makes sense. It works so much faster and more efficient. I could spend 4 hours every day typing and writing it up myself and then probably miss more things. Why do that? That doesn't even make any sense. Now, with that being said, I don't just type in, hey, tell me about this topic. You know what I mean? I have to go through it. I got to read it and say, hey, I like this. I don't like this. This is, you know, it's still got a lot of learning to do when it comes to AI, chatbots and AI agent and stuff like that, because sometimes you tell it to do stuff and it just does the craziest stuff. And you're like, yeah, no, that's not what I want at all. Anyways, I digress. I don't know why I'm getting off in the weeds there. Rels AK-47 says, thank you for not missing a day. Love everything you do. I recognize that name in the chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you showing up to the stream. I hope you learned something. I don't know how long you've been here, but I hope you learned something about agentic networks, and especially that X402 protocol. Now, I came over to the category. I remember the person saying something about this whole wallet Chan thing. Oh, Dexter AI. Why do I feel like I bought some Dexter AI somewhere? It probably wasn't a good buy, but I feel like I bought some. VPay was another one I had my eye on. Man, that thing's not even $1 million yet. Or anymore. I don't think I bought that. Mega is doing good. My bag is going up. Glad to hear that. And it kind of pulled back into a spot where I'm like, this is where I kind of would like to get a little bit so I don't completely miss the boat, because I do think that thing is going to pump hard at some point. Is this really where Eliza is now? 136,000? Is this like a ripoff? Or is this the actual coin? Yo, that's crazy. January 1st. Wow. January 1st, 2025, this thing was 14 cents. And it was, they rebranded, and then I think they rebranded again. Man, this thing is in the tubes. I don't own any, so I guess I can't be too upset about it. And again, I don't know where the project is the person was talking about, and they're probably not even here anymore. So they'll have to catch me on the next one. Back to Chainers for a minute. Grab our free items as we build up our farm. Melissa says, I have some Dexter. Melissa buys a little bit of a lot of stuff that we talk about. I think I bought some too. I just can't remember if I did or not. I'll have to look. I know what wallet it would be in if I did. So there's that. Let's see, daily rewards. We got all of that. Let's hit the mini game real quick, get another free item, see if we get something of some value. A lot of times I get good stuff from this little game. And it's quick. It doesn't take long. And again, I feel like we went over quite a bit of stuff. Has it been, just a little bit of check-in with my peeps? It's been a little rough with the streams. Between being sick, the computer dying, I really thought I was going to have to... I really thought that, the battery was fried, and then, you look into a battery, and then... or a port and a battery or whatever, and it starts to cost so much money that you're like, okay, it makes a lot more sense to buy a new computer. And I've had that happen to me a couple of times, so I went ahead and already started researching different computers, and boy did I realize that I could have a lot better computer. Anyways, yeah, just saying I appreciate everybody sticking with me, believing in the channel and the mission of the channel, and participating, and that we got a lot of big places to go, but it's built day by day. And you got to think, a lot of people who who are big in the crypto streaming, a lot of them for the first several years that they were streaming didn't really do much of anything. You almost need these high hype moments in the market, aka bull runs, where people who are normal people who are not normal crypto people get to come in, see you, build your channel, subscribe, and then a handful of those people stick around, but it just compounds cycle after cycle after cycle. And then once you get a little bit of exposure, maybe actually doing marketing and stuff like that actually does something. I'm too small for a lot of that. My whole point is, it's been a little rough between losing my voice, being sick, and computers not working, technical glitches, all those kind of things. Just really appreciate everybody believing in the channel and believing in the mission, and I will keep doing my best to deliver as much content as I can possibly make out. And that is why those super chats and things mean a lot to me, because and I really don't want just super chats from the same people over and over, because that just feels like too much from one person. But as the channel grows and it collectively is more money is made, I can focus all my time every day. I really look forward to it. It's one of my big goals. It's one of the milestones. When I make enough, it doesn't really have to be a crazy amount of money, but when I make enough to just from the channel, and I'll be able to hyper focus on a lot of everything crypto and not worry about a lot of other stuff at all, that will be the golden days of this channel, and there'll be no real looking back, I bet. So I'm excited about that. I know it's going to come. I think that's a big part of, what I believe in for personal development. What I've learned from Jim Rohn and stuff is you have an idea and then you take massive action. Like with this channel, I have about a 4 or 5 year, really more like 5 year, not plan like every little detail of what I'm going to do for 5 years, but like I'm going to be here and I'm not going to reassess what I'm doing. Okay, that doesn't sound right. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'll reassess all the time, see if I can do stuff better. But I'm not going to stop what I'm doing for at least a minimum of 5 years. If I go 5 years and we're still at like 2,000 subscribers, I might start to question what I'm doing with my life. But I don't even think that's possible. And we're really not even wrapped up our first year yet. But my point here is, when you have an idea, a lot of people have ideas and they stop before those ideas ever could really be something. And it's because they decide they're going to live stream for 2 months. And then if their channel is not at, 15, 20,000 subs and they're making all this money, they just quit. When if they would have gone another 2 years, they could have had life-changing money. It's not about the money here, but you get my point. They quit too early. And again, I don't want to try to make this channel exclusively or 50-50 like personal development, but I do think anybody who comes in this space wants to change their life, and I think personal development is how you get there, because you can't raise your crypto IQ and compound day after day after day being here on the stream if you don't have the discipline to show up. What if nobody ever really told you the discipline to show up was important? Whether it's my stream or anything else that they wanted to do for that matter. Maybe it's to read a book about the field that they're in so they could be more useful and make more money, and their boss think more highly of them. You know what I'm saying? All of those type of things require discipline, and a lot of people, they don't even know that they need it. Look at that. Rel's bought a membership. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, brother. I appreciate your support. And because of that membership, usually 8:30 to about 10:30, 10:30, sometimes 11 is a regular stream. And after that stream, we do the members only live stream. Usually Monday through Thursday. Some days it doesn't work out, but most of the time it will. And again, as I'm able to focus more on it because there's a little bit of stream of income here, then there will definitely be. So we're building, we're doing a lot of things. I was literally, trying to code a stream bot before I went live for this game and things that I'm trying to build. There'll be commands that'll be in the chat. This is going to be the first version of it until I build the real version of it, but I want to be able to use some of it now. And you guys will see what I'm talking about, where you'll be able to type a command in the chat and play along with different games. There'll be a visual board. There's a lot to build out, but I was literally working on it before I went live. I'm still working on merch and building that website. The website that I'm working with is specifically integratable. So like a lot of times instead of ads, you'll see merch on the channel, right? Maybe some ads too, but you'll actually see like a pop-up where it'll be like a coffee mug or a sweatshirt or something like that. And so I've got the whole website kind of built out. Now I just need to go focus on making sure all the merch is the way that I want it. A lot of things going on. I never stop. I don't know how to stop. I have a lot of things that I want to do and build, but then you have to actually go build them, and you got to be about it. You say you're going to build a game for the stream, you got to figure out what kind of game it's going to be, and then you got to go build it. And I need to be able to show you guys that I put my money where my mouth is, for a lack of better terms. So look forward to that. I almost thought today I was going to have enough time to have something to show you. I had enough time to work on it, but not enough to show you guys. So that'll be probably come Monday. The beautiful thing about Sunday is I can catch my other business up, and I can focus at least a couple of hours on those things because I'm not streaming. One of the things that's going to be coming probably quicker, sooner than later, is, in a month or two, probably going to do a Sunday members only live stream, where we do a live stream like this, but it's only available for members, just to give back more to those who support the channel. And again, shout out to Melissa for that super chat. I guess somebody is calling me on Discord, huh? 1 second. Okay, I just wanted to see who it was so I can call him back later. Ooh, let's see, rolling into 11:47. Okay, it's really annoying. I'm gonna have to end that. And again, man, I love playing a lot of these DeFi games. I was hoping we'd have a little time, but I'm getting a little worried with my voice kind of giving out on me. I got to be a little hesitant with that. I don't overdo it one day. I do have tomorrow off from streaming. Lord knows that I'm not off from anything else. Very, very busy. And I hope a lot of you guys have big goals. I hope you guys are trying to do something in life, whatever it is. Change your life through financials, through understanding, education, get a raise in your job, be in better health, do more fitness. It's the year you get in shape. Whatever it is, just know I support you, and I'm big on that kind of stuff. And this is also a community of people who, I can't speak for everybody, but I myself care about your goals as if they were my own goals. So feel free to hit me up, direct message me, voice chat, all that kind of stuff. Just want to remind everybody I'm here for you, even if it's a bear market. Doesn't really matter. With that, stay underground, stay crypto, and I shall catch you in the next one. And strike a heart if you want that $5. I got it for you. Let me know, and we'll be doing plenty of giveaways. I actually forgot to do one today. So catch you guys on Monday with some other kind of giveaway. Check out this. I don't know if I've showed this off. Check out this Bitcoin bull. I honestly can't tell what it looks at right here, how well you can see it. But it had a little deflaw. We got to do another one. But my son 3D printed this. My son, I got to brag about him a little bit. He's real smart. He got some money for Christmas. He had like $200, and he decided he was going to buy a 3D printer. And so he figured out what he wanted from YouTube and stuff like that and got a 3D printer, and he's been printing all of these cool things. Printed me this thing. I love this thing. It's kind of cool. The way that like it's two pieces. I think I showed it off before, and it fits in. Now, is that the same as $5 in crypto? No, but I think it's cool. And we might do some giveaways with those as like secondary prizes and stuff. Everybody have a good night. Stay underground, stay crypto, think long term, and I will see you on Monday, 8:30 p.m. New York time. Yeah, I hear you, Melissa. Just know that I'm rooting for you. I'm on your team. I hope that we can do something that will help you advance towards those goals. Again, shout out to all the undergrounders. Stay blessed. Underground Crypto out.